A child's brain works a lot like a sponge. In the early years, a child's brain absorbs almost everything: the words that they hear, the emotions that they experience and see, the habits that they recognize, the reactions that we have to different situations, and of course, the experiences that are happening all around them. And if young brains absorb so much from the world around them, the question automatically becomes, what tiny daily habits actually help children learn and grow? Because in many ways, childhood is repetition, and what children experience consistently becomes part of how they think. Today, we're going to talk about 7 simple science-backed habits that help children become smarter, more confident, and better learners over time. I often look at my children and think about how their brains are like brand new hard drives. The information I share with them becomes part of their operating system for life. So it's important for us to look at these habits. Habit number 1 is sparking curiosity. When your child asks, "Why is the sky blue?" try not to immediately give them an answer. Instead, say something like, "That's a great question. How could we figure that out together?" This small shift in how you respond is going to change everything. Instead of teaching your child what to think, you're teaching them how to think. Their brains are being forced to work out some of the question on their own. Curiosity is the foundation of learning, creativity, and problem solving. And children who feel safe asking questions often become more confident learners later on in life. We want to give them that room. Even simple moments matter to them. So on a walk, you can say something like, "I wonder why birds fly in groups." Small conversations like this are going to train a child's brain to stay curious about the world that they're in. This is definitely going to help them when they get older. Habit number 2 is moving and grooving. Now, this next habit is one of the easiest, and it's great for improving focus. It helps with their attention span, and it's not about formal exercise. This is just about physical movement. It doesn't just help them burn energy. It directly supports brain development. When they exercise, their brain releases a protein called BDNF, which helps strengthen brain connections linked to memory, learning, and even attention. So just think about how easy this is. You just get them to move a little bit. And the good news is it doesn't have to be complicated. Like I said, it's not formal exercise. A short dance party, a game outside, or even a quick walk just to talk about things is going to help improve focus, mood, and learning. For young children especially, movement and learning work together. It's very important to give them that opportunity. Habit number 3 is something I'm working with with both of my kids. This is reading and reflecting. Reading is really powerful, and I think it's helpful to read to them and read with them. But what happens after the story may matter even more. Once the book is finished, ask simple questions like, what do you think the character learned from this book? What do you think the character went through? What would you have done? Or what do you think happens next? I love to do that with my oldest son. I talk to him about what could happen after the book is over. This helps children build comprehension. That's really important. They're going to learn about critical thinking and emotional understanding from the book. They become invested in the story. It's also going to teach them that books are not something to listen to. They're something to think about. Now, if you're enjoying this video, and I hope you are, subscribe to Real Talk Parenting for more science-backed parenting tips. These are designed to help children thrive emotionally and mentally. My name's Ron. I have 2 kids of my own, 8 and 3 years old, and it's been an absolute joy to watch them grow up and see how they're developing. Let's get into habit number 4, embracing the struggle. Now, this one can be difficult for parents. It's difficult for me. When your child struggles with something small, like tying their shoes, solving a puzzle, maybe zipping up their coat, the instinct we have, and I know this is important to me, the instinct I have is to jump right in and help immediately. But sometimes, helping too quickly removes the struggle children actually need. See, during the struggle, that's when they're going to be learning. Small struggles are important for brain development. When children work through challenges on their own, they strengthen some of the skills they're going to need, right? These are skills that are linked to planning, patience, and self-control, having that emotional stability, right? They're learning all of that from that struggle. Short struggles, little ones. So instead of solving the problem for them immediately, try giving them a hint. Guide them without taking over the whole situation. Those small moments build real confidence in them. Habit number 5 is playing with patterns. The human brain naturally looks for patterns, and pattern recognition is an important foundation for math, for logic, and for reading. The good news is you don't need expensive learning toys. I know they're all over the place. But you can match socks, sort silverware, organize colors, or group shapes. These are all simple ways to strengthen logical thinking. For children, everyday life can become a learning activity when play is involved. Now, habit number 6 is to use specific praise. This is an important one for me. I like doing this with my oldest son in particular because he can really understand a lot about what's going on now. What you're going to do in this case is instead of saying, "You're so smart," try saying, "You worked really hard on that. I noticed you kept trying even when things got difficult." This teaches children that effort matters more than perfection. Research on growth mindset shows that children are more likely to stay motivated when praise focuses on the effort, the persistence, and the problem solving, not just their natural talent. Over time, this helps children become more resilient and more confident. I see it myself in my kids, and it's really amazing how this one works. Habit number 7 is the daily recap. This has been important for me since day one. I like to, as soon as he was able to talk, ask my son how his day was. So at the end of the day, take a few minutes to talk with your child about their day. Ask open-ended questions like, what made you laugh today? What was something difficult today? What made you feel proud? I ask mine, what did you fail at? And what did you learn from that? These conversations strengthen memory. They strengthen emotional awareness and communication skills. Very important. When he was really little, I would actually ask him about his day, and then I would reflect on what he did. You were at the daycare. How was that today? Maybe he just said good. But they need to feel heard. They need to feel connected. And those small moments of connection can have a powerful impact over time. So, let's quickly recap what we've talked about so far in this video. 1, we want to spark curiosity. 2, we want to get them moving, just some physical activity. 3, read and reflect. 4, embrace that struggle. Learn from it. Play with patterns. Use specific praise. We want to make sure we use that specific praise with them. And of course, recap the day at the end of each day when you're spending some time with them. Now, none of these habits require more time, just more intention. And when repeated consistently, small daily moments can shape the way a child thinks, learns, and grows, not just now, but for years to come. I'm curious, which of these habits do you think would help your child the most? I'm interested. Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, consider liking the video, sharing the video, and subscribing for more parenting content. This is all grounded in science-backed psychology and child development. Remember, the most important thing here are the kids. Children are going to be shaped less by the big moments and more by those wonderful moments that we spend time consistently repeating over and over again to make sure that they grow up into healthy, strong, resilient adults. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.